Hey folks, my name is Hawthorne. I run pre-sales here at Nile. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about our NaaS solution and specifically how our closed loop automation delivers guaranteed performance outcomes for our customers. What closed loop automation means is we basically built a cloud native system that has a vertically integrated stack from the cloud all the way down to the on-prem hardware that we deliver to our customers. And we've automated everything from day zero all the way to day N, to ensure that we can deliver predictable outcomes at scale to our customers. And what that means from a closed loop automation perspective is we start with the initial design. Things like the initial high level design all the way down to low level design is automated in our solution, by virtue of feeding information into our mobile app, which feeds into our common data store where we actually analyze that, data that's gathered against our standards as it relates to how we deploy our customer environments, and that automates out a high-level design. That's what we call our digital twin, and that starts out, by being put into our operation systems behind the scenes. All the way through deployment, things are being fed into that digital twin and compared against that ideal state to determine, is there any deviations during the deployment side of this, right? Did somebody patch something in the wrong place, use the wrong optic, not connect something, put an AP in the wrong location, and it's all compared against that digital twin. And any deviations that are encountered, which could lead to performance issues inside a customer environment, are identified, flagged, and resolved before the installer leaves the site. So once they leave the site, we now have that ideal state as it was automated, in the beginning. Now there's constant instrumentation telemetry that are fed from those on-prem systems into that operation systems that has that digital twin. So now it can actually compare what was the ideal state, what was the past state of this network, and what is the current state, and are there things that are going on in the network that are likely causing availability issues, productivity issues, even security issues in the customer environment. And one example of that, Jim, is take for example, customer has a cable that has way too much weight on it. It's stressed off the front of a switch, and the cable starts to fail. It hasn't failed, but it's starting to fail, right? It's causing some electrical fluctuations on the wire. Our digital twin will notice that, hey, in the past, that cable was great. There was no CRC errors, right? And all of a sudden, we're starting to see things tick up to the point where it's definitely causing some user connectivity issues. And in the normal world, instead of waiting for a user to call in a trouble ticket or multiple users calling a trouble ticket, and the help desk trying to figure out where to start to try to figure out where that problem is, our software actually says, listen, this is likely bad. So why don't we go ahead and implement a remediation action to actually increase the OSPF cost on some of those links to route traffic around that failing link, not that failed link, but that failing link, or maybe even take that link out of service since we have enough capacity and resiliency in the network, and automatically initiate a work order to dispatch somebody to go resolve that cabling issue, right? If you think about that scenario and that closed loop automation, I'm going to give you one other scenario here real quick. That scenario was likely detected by some customer in the past as being the root cause of an issue. It likely, generated a support call to help troubleshoot what this issue is. That likely took hours, days, maybe even weeks to find that first issue. But once we found that first issue, now it's the job of our team to go ahead and say, listen, how do we make sure that a human doesn't have to get involved in reporting this, troubleshooting it, or resolving it next time this happens? Not only at this one customer that initially detected it, but every customer that's served by the Nile Access Service. So we go ahead and build, if we can't eliminate the source of an issue, we go ahead and build in new instrumentation, new telemetry, new automation to detect or remediate without the human having to get involved, which brings the productivity issue down from days and weeks down to seconds and minutes. And again, not just that one, the one customer that detected it, but every customer. And we do that for everything within our system, environmental issues, non-environmental issues, issues with software, product defects, even issues that might be going on with clients and how they're connecting to the system and challenges there.
In today's fast-paced business world, staying connected is essential. But what if your campus and branch network infrastructure was designed in the pre-cloud era? What if maintaining your aging equipment across a distributed workforce has become difficult and costly? Upgrading your connectivity infrastructure to a cloud-based NaaS solution may be the answer. Campus NaaS vendors are promising faster scalability, cost efficiency, enhanced security, ubiquitous access, and streamlined management. But what does the business case for Campus NaaS look like? Who are the key players in this niche?
What assortment of services are available from these providers? And who stands to gain the most from NaaS solutions? Moreover, how can organizations devise, test, and implement a migration strategy effectively? We invite you to join our Campus NaaS 2024 showcase, where we will delve into these questions and more.